guys, so I'm going to keep this really quick. This report is available in the sticky post at the top of the main sort of Patreon page under the P&L section. So I will do this once a week on a Sunday. I'll try and keep it as brief as possible. Quick overview then. So these are results from the 11th of July through to the 25th of July. We've had 974 predictions in total during that time. Which we've had 247 of those predictions have been winners for a strike rate of 25.4%. A massive industry SP net loss of 156.5 points, equating to a negative 16.1% ROI. However, at Betfair SP, we've had quite a significant profit of 101.7 points before any commissions taken off. So what I'll do is I'll put a formula into the sheet at some point this week when I get a few minutes, and I'll work out to a 2% commission rate against all the winners, and yeah, it will reduce that by I would imagine maybe 10%, something like that, somewhere around that region. I would have thought. But it could be a bit more than that. I don't know. But I'll get an accurate reflection once I get time. But still, nonetheless, that is a really decent figure there, considering we are betting everything blind here. 1 point win on absolutely everything, every top-rated prediction from every race, right? There's no filtering or anything like that for these main results here. So. And again, this is a little bit, I'm testing this out, trying to get the prompting right with ChatGPT here, because I'm getting it to produce this report based on the performance center and the prompts I do. So yeah, refining this a little bit. I think it's doing a good job, to be fair. But here we go. So yeah, there's a breakdown here where we were against the previous report. So we've had another nearly 300 predictions since the other day when I ran this, and it's just showing you yesterday wasn't actually a bad day. So we're at 109 points something yesterday, and I thought it looked worse than it did. But at Betfair XP, we actually only really lost about 8 points yesterday, which yeah surprised me, but it's good overall, right? Whereas we had somewhere in the region, I think it was like 40 something points lost to industry SP. So yeah, there's a massive difference there, but you can see that in the projection line here. For the last 2 weeks, and this has only has been going 2 weeks. You can really see where the value lies, right? And we have had a couple of big price ones. We had that 56 to 1, which I mentioned the other day. But look, you've got to take the rough with the smooth at the end of the day as well. It is what it is. So anyone sort of thinking, oh wow, that's just one. Like I said the other day, this is a reality. So that there'll be potentially long losing runs within this, and yeah, there won't be many points where we get a higher industry SP than Betfair SP, that's for sure. But yeah, just diving a little bit into deeper stats, you can see the value picks here. It's absolutely paramount, even from the Betfair SP. There's a lot more Betfair SP bets showing up as value. That's really quite evident there. So we've got 105 industry SP wins there, from 562 industry SP bets that have been deemed as good value, and yet we've still lost 85.5 points at industry SP on those good value picks. So that's based on the recommended tissue odds. So that's indicating that there might be some work to do on that, right? But we need a bigger sample size. Whereas Betfair SP value odds 150 more selections have been identified as good value than what it was at industry SP. and 145 of those have won against 105 from industry SP. And that actually produces a Betfair SP profit of 93.3 points. The only one we're losing on really is the fair price ones. We haven't. We've had six of those. None of them have won for Betfair SP anyway. And yeah, the poor value ones. There's plenty of them, I guess. And yeah, we're showing a minus 78 points at industry SP. But again, even on the poor value ones, these are the 1 stars. And again, that big price one I think was a 1 star. But it's still coming out at a profit on Betfair SP. I don't expect that to last. Just breaking it down into star ratings again. Betfair SP is outshining industry SP as we would expect, I guess, for the 1 stars and certainly the 5 stars. It's nearly double industry SP for the 5 stars, but the 5 star picks are definitely the ones if you really want to be a selective better with this system. I think this is starting to prove that the 5 star picks are probably the way you want to go and just sit and wait for those and get on them at Betfair SP. And we've had another winner today. We had a losing one, we've had a winning one, and yeah, we've got another one running. I think at like 7:30 tonight at Kinsley, and yeah, that's a tight enough race, but they're holding their own anyway, and yeah, a decent enough strike rate at the minute. So and yeah, just valued by the star ratingers as well. And then a little bit about track performance. So there's still some really good high performing tracks. Romford's really slipped from what was a positive start. That's really slipped. But yeah, some of the others are starting to perform well enough. However, we've got the likes of the Valley and Star Pello or whatever. The model really does not pair itself well to these tracks, and yeah, we just need to. I need to try and work out why that is, and what's fundamentally sort of different. But yeah, that's just one call out, I guess. Track highlights, and there's some risk areas here, and that's just showing you your sort of good against your bad. Yeah, so that again can help people filter out. You can see Star Pelot's top of the show there for really sort of dragging our profits down. And then yeah, a bit of performance statistics at the grades, bit of the highlights and weaknesses again, and then distance performance as well. So yeah, some interesting stats there. Just some highlights again. So yeah, it's recommended some monitoring priorities, and I'll probably look to incorporate some of this reporting into next week's report as well. But yeah, I think it's done a pretty fair and accurate job of breaking this down how I wanted to explain it really. So look, feel free to download this, take a look yourselves if you want. But all in all, the system or this rudimentary system is still performing quite well. And yeah, the additional stuff that I'm adding, including like the daily, summarised reports from the Raceform Intelligence Centre, I think they're going to be valuable additions. I've refined that further today, so yeah, I probably shouldn't have released that this morning because it was still developing, and I've done a lot of refinement today for that, and there was a couple of errors in the background as well that I've rectified. So just if you are looking at it, as with anything, if you notice anything obvious that I might have missed, or there's some kind of anomaly, please flag it up and help me. I'm trying my best to find everything and fix these little things, fix these little enhancements and stuff. But yeah, I could do with people's help, to be honest. But anyway, look, I hope you're enjoying this little series, and yeah, hopefully this performance can keep up as we get into more and more, of a sample size for this little project or this little trial. Okay, guys, thanks very much.